All right, we're into the climb. I'm gonna take you guys along with me for a little bit, see if we can climb this insurgent. I do hear a lot of bad about its climbing abilities with a slacker C-tube angle and the other bits of geometry that doesn't necessarily equate to perfect climbing abilities. I do also have a Reckoning, and obviously my downhill bike is a downhill bike. The Reckoning doesn't climb too bad, especially for the long travel and everything. But it's definitely not an XC bike. This is definitely not an XC bike. My Transition Patrol is probably one of the long travel 27.5s that climb on the better side of things. That one I believe does have 77 degrees seat tube angle, and definitely makes the climbing a bit easier. By no means is this, you know, super rough technical climb that we're doing right now. But the Insurgent, you know, I'm running the Eagle drivetrain. I'm not in the 50-tooth gear. I am just in the one right below that. I'm running a 28-tooth wolf tooth chainring, however, so pretty much don't need to have a ton of legs with that type of chainring to get up the climbs. It is fairly wet today. I am running the Magic Mary on the front in a 2.6 and the Shorty on the rear in a 2.5 wide trail. It's pretty slick. Nothing terrible, but for sure slick. Those roots get pretty slick. Even when they're dry, you got the wet tires. And you know what? This chest mount just isn't working today. So I'm gonna give it another shot, moving it up a bit for you guys. But if it doesn't work and want to stay in place, then we're gonna have to switch to the helmet. I do not prefer the helmet by any means. It's unless you're doing under the chin bar, like I've seen a lot of YouTubers do, it's definitely not the best option for this. Some of those instances you gotta do what you gotta do, but this Insurgent is doing very well on this climb. Like I stated, it's I want to say, what is it? Don't quote me on this, but I think it's about a 74 degree seat angle. I am running it pretty slack, however, so that doesn't help.
How you doing?
Good, guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys. Always yielding to the right of way of the other bikers, especially groups. I definitely was mid-climb there though, so that definitely puts a little damper on it. Makes you have to kind of get off and walk a little bit to the top. But what are you gonna do? Gotta yield for others. Mountain bikers being so nice to each other is one reason why I fell in love with this sport so far. It's one reason why it's the best sport, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Ooh, it's definitely a little slick here. That clunk didn't sound good. Good thing we brought a change of clothes for today. If not, the inside of my tan seats would no longer be tanned. I do, full disclosure, I do have the air shock back on the rear end of this. Currently, I was running the Fox coil, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just ended up getting it with the wrong mounting hardware. So I had to go to Fox, order the new mounting hardware. That's gonna come in the mail hopefully soon. And then we'll give these climbs a go with the coil. But for now, the air, oh, it's not even locked out. Should have done that, but I didn't. These steeper parts of the climb definitely aren't liked. I'm definitely not warmed up, so this isn't fun, but gotta pay to play. So we might have to take a second here and hike up a little bit. Yep. All right, are we filming? Yep. All right, we're gonna give this another shot. I believe this is called Smokey the Bear. We got a little bit of climbing to do just at the beginning here. Again, this insurgent is very much surprising me. I have the SDG trellis dropper, I believe 150 mil. I got the saddle slammed all the way forward. I do have it an extra low with, like I said, a 170 fork. So she's about as slack as she's gonna get within reason, unless you go full out park mode, where Evil has their park bikes and I believe 180 in the fork, and then that 11.6 in the rear. Then probably get a little slacker on there, but this is perfect. It rides the normal trails well, obviously descends like an animal, and it's all around great. I do notice my fork is a little washy. feels not very good. It's definitely due for a service. We got the service kit in the car. I just met the mail lady on my way out today. So like I said, I'm gonna have a full service video up later of doing my Fox fork, checking the air spring and all that. But let's get into it. Like I said, it is a little bit slick, icy almost. These flat corners really aren't the best in these conditions, especially when they're so slick. But no worries. This thing just eats up everything. Except for that relentless cracking sound from the rear end. We have to figure out what that is, what it's from. But it's a brand new frame. It's like the 4th ride on it. So it better not be any issues with the frame. I checked it over. It looks good, but I guess you never know. I have heard horror stories, but we're gonna hope for the best. Hope it's just some cable slap or something of that nature, and nothing that's gonna be detrimental to the ride. Mainly because I don't think they have any more in stock. When I bought this, there was only 2 left.
How's it going, brother?
Pretty good, guys.